at 10:35. I'm looking forward to chat with Laurie Wondra. She is an intuitive. I chat with her quite regularly on my show, News and Views with Roshini Rajkumar, on Sundays from 12 to 3. I hope you join me this coming Sunday. But Laurie has been on my show. She's been on Jordana's show with me in the past to give you sort of a sense of calm. I always love chatting with her because she looks at some of these things going on in the celestial world, the energies that are out there. We all are actually, we're vibrations. We live with these vibrations and frequencies, and she'll talk about all that. And it is a new moon. And what does that mean for you? What does it mean as we wind down the year? What does it mean for your finances as you head into 2017? We'll get into all of that with Laurie Wondra. At 10:35, the phone and text lines will be open. As always, the text line 81807. And what ends up happening when Laurie comes on is people start calling or texting when we have like 2 minutes left with her, and then the show's done and we have to go. So get your texts and your calls in right away so we can get to them. She's very good at trying to give you some answers, even over the phone lines. It's pretty incredible. Roshini Rajkumar with you. We are winding down the show tonight, and I cannot wait to reconnect with our next guest. She's a regular on my show. I also love talking with her on Jordana's show in the evenings, and she always has great information. She is Laurie Wondra. Her business, Your Life Course. She is an intuitive. She just has this great way about reading energy. Hey there, Laurie.
Hi, Roshini. Good to be on the air tonight with you. Thank you.
Yeah, it is great to have you on. So Tuesday was a new moon.
It was.
What does that mean?
Well, new moon is really a time where we move into new parts of our life. And if we think about the moon, pressure on the ocean system, full moon really applies a lot of pressure in our body, and new moon creates space for new to come in. But this one was really powerful in the sense that we're winding down 2016, and the things that we really haven't cleared away are really getting bubbled to the top in the next few weeks, and people are feeling it.
Yes, people are feeling it. So how do we sort of take the good and the bad of this?
Well, it's putting in place some practices. We've talked about this over the years, Roshini, about just some of those really good practices. You're a runner, but you can do meditation, journaling, getting out in nature, something that gets you moving so that you can kind of move with the energy. Some people feel really edgy in this energy. Something that helps you calm down. So for some people it is moving, and some people it's just relaxation, like meditation. So.
All right. Now, you also say that we are wrapping up a 9-year, and we're preparing for a 1 year. What does that mean?
Yeah, it sounds fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
So in numerology, if you were to add together 2016, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 6, that's a 9-year. And the same with adding 2017, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 7, that's a 1 year, or it's a 10, and you reduce it down to 1. 9 in numerology is all about endings. And we go in cycles. Everything on the planet goes in cycles. Even our universe turns in cycles. And so 9 is endings. We happen to be a year of ending that really impacted the financial arena. It really impacted our relationships, things that caused us to look at ourselves really internally and change and shift. So it was a year of loss. It was a year of big change. And again, all in preparation of a 1 year coming in. And some people are already feeling that 1 year. They're getting excited about the newness of 2017. People are generating ideas. I have had a lot of clients recently that are just all excited about all the possibilities and the opportunities that they have coming their way. And that's an indication of a 1 year, another new cycle that's coming in.
So I am going to a baby shower on Saturday for my cousin-in-law. My cousin is a guy, and then my cousin-in-law, the woman who's actually pregnant, they are due in January. So that sounds like it's a good thing.
It is a really good thing. And one of the things we chatted about is I believe that there's going to be more births in 2017. A lot of the babies just didn't want to come in 2016. The energies were
they just said no.
They did. They said, no, wait, we're going to wait. We're going to wait till 2017. So I would be curious in 2017 that there's just would be an uplift of births in 2017. The energies are going to drive for that. They're going to be a little bit more gentler for the babies, the energies that are coming in, and so I think we're going to see that.
Very interesting. I'm talking with Laurie Wondra. She is an intuitive at Your Life Core. You can find her at yourlifecore.com. If you have any questions, though, for her now, if you are troubled by anything going on in your life, or you're just kind of wondering what's going to be new for you in 2017, give us a call or a text. The phone line's 866-989-9226 or 651-989-9226. You can also text 81807. Something that people are thinking about now, I mean, we're looking ahead to 2017, but we still have a month of 2016 to go.
We do.
And people, I mean, I was talking to my accountant on Monday, people are thinking about their finances. We just had a presidential election. What are some of the new laws that could go into place? So people are concerned about money things. Laurie, what can you tell us?
Absolutely. And that ties into the ending of this big overall cycle of financial, of what we've learned in the last cycle, so the last 9 years. What have we learned about finances? And what have we shifted, and what can we shift, and what can we carry over into 2017? So that's important. A lot of us might have suffered some losses in the financial arena, and hopefully we've learned from that. We don't carry that forward. It's important that we take this time. We only have a month left in December, less than a month now. It's important that we take time so that we can kind of assess, think back, look back, meet with your accountant, meet with those people that can advise you on what you can take forward for you in 2017. And it is important to pause. It's a tough time of year to do that pause because it's the holiday season. And by nature, it's the most stressful month of the year. There's statistics on that December is our most stressful month. So we often don't think about pause, and we often don't think about that time to reflect and plan about the new year.
I love that pause. It's so important, and reflection, especially in our crazy 24/7 culture, doesn't get a lot of airtime.
Right.
But it's so needed.
Right. One of the things that we'll see, we're starting to see it now already, is the uprise in humanitarian causes. And so as we move away from more individual in 2016 and we move to a more collective consciousness and we start vibrating with people that are like thinking with us, we start wanting more things collectively, equal pay or equal opportunity or equal say, those types of things. So, and that's a big cycle that's coming over the next 9 years, is we're going to see more of those uprisings for equality. And in the financial arena, we'll look for fairness in that area. Similar in relationships, we'll look for fairness. And again, relationships aren't always romantic relationships. They can be in boss,
family,
employee, family, kids, absolutely.
So we have some texts coming in, and before I read them, how much detail do you need? Because these are not signed, and people are sort of asking about their job, what's new for them in 2017. Do you need a little more information in a text, Laurie?
Oh, yeah, text might be tough if I don't
Text
have
is
a
tough.
name or...
Yeah, I mean, and these listeners, like one person says, I'm wondering if I will be right for my new job. Thank you. I think she at least needs a name or a little something or a little more information. Otherwise, give us a call, 651-989-9226 or 866-989-9226. All you have to say is your first name, but Laurie can at least sense something from the vibrations and from your voice and that kind of thing.
Yeah, just to connect with the individual energy.
Right.
So.
I'm talking with Laurie Wondra. She is an intuitive. We are taking your calls and texts for her. Text line 81807. Phone lines 866-989-9226 or 651-989-9226. Laurie, we're going to take a quick break. I know that people want to chat with you. I want to ask you also when we come back about, you mentioned vibrations and frequency. I want to get into that more with Laurie when we return. With you. We are winding down. It is your chance. You've got about 8 minutes to chat with intuitive Laurie Wondra. It really does help her if she can hear your voice. So if you have specific questions about your life, call us 651-989-9226 or 866-989-9226. Laurie, I have to say, just to give her a shout out, Karen did text back. She's the one who wanted to know about her new job, but she says she's too chicken to go on the air. So I'm going to suggest she goes to yourlifecore.org and connects with you directly. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect.
Okay, excellent.
Makes perfect sense.
Dawn, go ahead.
And I was just going to say, if Karen, if you're listening, what I feel like is if you have, this is a promotion or it's a new job and it starts around mid-January and it feels like it is alignment, don't be afraid. Just give yourself some time. I feel like there's a 3 to 4 month uplift or a ramp up, but it feels like it's a really good, it's going to be challenging for you, but it's a really good move. Just don't be afraid. I get fear that comes up.
I love it. Well, thanks for giving that to Karen. I'm sure she's happy about that. Dawn in Princeton is calling. Hi, Dawn.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for calling tonight.
Hi, Dawn.
Thank you. Hi, Laurie.
Go ahead.
What's your question, Dawn?
Okay, well, I'm hope I can ask this clearly. I guess I would like to know what is the outlook for my business for 2017. I'm self-employed. I have my own business. And I just am wondering if it's going to be still strong in 2017, or will I have some things to worry about, or...
Was this, is this a new business you started about 3 or 4 years ago?
Nope. Actually, I've been in business since 2000, but I added a new location 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, and I feel like at that time you took a dip, or that was the launch of this. I feel like you have it one more year that it's maybe status quo or flat, and then it feels like it uplifts. It just feels like you need to complete that 3 or 4 year. It'll be one more year on that, and then it feels like it uplifts. So
okay.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes, and it does. I have 2 locations for my business, and then a new business opened in between the 2 of them, and I'm just a little bit worried that it's going to suck away from my business. So that's why I'm having a little stress.
Well, and it will. What I tell people in that situation is not to focus on what it will take away, but just to focus on what you do very well. And
okay.
I feel like it's going to remain flat, and it might get scary for you, but it feels like it then uplifts in a year. So,
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and so maybe what she can take heart into, what Dawn can take heart into, Laurie, is what you said. We are heading into that 1 year, all about beginnings and new things. So maybe she just needs to let the lift of 2017 kind of take off.
Right.
Give it some space for that.
Right.
Well, excellent.
Okay.
Thanks, Dawn.
Awesome. Thanks for your help.
Mm-hmm.
Sandy is calling from Plymouth. Hi, Sandy.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thanks for calling.
Hi, Sandy.
My question for Laurie is I haven't worked for quite some time, and I'm looking to start working next year, and I'm just wondering what you see for me.
Well, when you say you're looking to work, I feel like what you first need to do is decide what it is you want to do or what you want to go back to. And that feels like it's the first 6 months. And what you're going to experience, you're falling into what so many people are going to fall into early 2017 is there's so many options and so many choices, and that can get overwhelming. And when you get overwhelmed, you sometimes revert into the old something. And this is not a time to revert into the old something. That might be very tempting for you, but to take a little bit extra time, and that might be the 6 months, to just see what are all these options, what makes sense, and what's my passion. And that would have been important for you to figure out in 2016 when we worked on our inner self and who am I and what do I like and what's my life all about, so that you can direct forward about that in 2017. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. And I make pottery, so I'm artistic. But then also I need to get like a part-time job so that I can support myself.
And that might be where all the options come in.
Okay.
And so if you have 5 or 6 options, really to ground yourself into what is it I like to do. It's not just a job, and yes, it's going to create some money to support you, but what do I like to do? And that's really going to be important for us in 2017, is that we align what we do and who we are to what brings us joy. That's going to bring you the most success so that you can maintain that part-time job or devote the creative energy back into your passion, which is your pottery.
Okay.
Great. Okay. Well, good luck, Sandy. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
I am yeah, you too. I'm talking with Laurie Wondra. She is an intuitive. You can get more of Laurie at yourlifecore.org. So if you didn't get your questions asked tonight, definitely go to yourlifecore.org. Connect with Laurie Wondra individually and directly. You do also say, Laurie, that for some people, things we didn't finish may be boiling for us right now. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's, we like to avoid stuff. As humans, sometimes we just don't like to do the work. We like to avoid, and we might avoid by, being workaholic or, spending our time on other things. But the universe, the planets are really pushing us to no longer avoid. And that's where it gets to the boiling point where people might be kind of kicking in their heels or digging in their heels to avoid change. And the universe is really saying you can no longer just avoid it. You have to make a move. You have to. And you could be stuck in that, but then you carry that energy into your next cycle. And so I'm really advising people to really think about what you want to take forward into 2017. Really focus on the good things, the things that make you happy, the things that are going to bring you that abundance in all areas of your life. And do the work yet this year. So if there's something that you've been really avoiding and you're avoiding it, really take some time to address it.
Laurie, in our minute or so left with you, I do want to circle back to, we started the show tonight in the 9 o'clock hour talking politics and the Trump transition team.
Yes.
What can you tell us? There are some troubling headlines. Regardless of who you voted for, we as a nation need to move forward together. But the headlines have been troubling, and some of the, words coming from the Trump transition side have been troubling for some Americans.
It is, and this election has really caused some separation in families, over the holidays, over Thanksgiving and Christmas. It's really created this turmoil. And sometimes turmoil can be really good for us because it creates change. If things are status quo, we typically don't change. Now, granted, I think I can collectively say we want change, and many of us maybe didn't expect it to be this way or didn't have certain expectations. But this is going to create change. And as we go into 2017 in this next cycle of collective consciousness and equality, there is going to be some more turmoil that will drive change. So you're absolutely right. We need to step forward together. We need to come together. We need to maintain our vibration so that we step forward in the right lanes as we go forward, and we can do that as a collective consciousness.
All right, we'll have to talk again because we didn't get as into those frequencies and vibrations that are always so interesting to hear about. But I am glad we got to some of the calls and texts. And if you want to connect directly with Laurie, go to yourlifecore.org. Laurie Wondra is an intuitive. Always wonderful to have you on, Laurie. And a little sneak peek, I am going to wind down my last show of the year on December 18th because Christmas is a Sunday, so I don't have my show on Christmas Day. But on December 18th, Laurie will be on my show in the 1 o'clock hour. So people will have